Alright, what's up, everybody? Hell or high water. We told you an episode was gonna happen, and we are live at the airport, making sure that it happens. This is your favorite 15-minute podcast. I'm still so sleepy. This is your favorite 15-minute podcast, Bubble Bath Stories. I'm Nicky Trendz.
I'm Manny also.
All right, so you guys know we came to Florida. It was a super big weekend for Manny.
Yeah, definitely.
Just for Manny, nobody else.
This is our post Royal Rumble, post Gasparilla episode.
And we it was also like baby's first Gasparilla. I however would say I did not really experience Gasparilla.
Yeah, why not? Oh yeah, because the snacks. There's some snags with timing.
I didn't getting around a parade in Florida is so much different than New York.
Yeah, well, like everything's smack dab in the middle of these neighborhoods, these cul-de-sacs, these areas where people have schools and stuff, and everything needs to be closed down on these narrow streets so that we can put these parades, and they close it all down so people can have wet zones and walk around drunk, which is cool.
I walked like actually, I don't know how far I walked, but from Manny's reaction, it was pretty far where I walked to just to be able to get picked up.
Well, you know, when we got here, people were talking about like how far our Ubers and Lyfts would be, and even our phone's GPS was saying about like 20, 30, 40-minute walks. And I was like, these aren't 20, 30, 40-minute walks. I don't know. I think the world is like, the maps are not correct sometimes because they were like 10-minute walks.
I think New York has prepared us for any walking challenge out there. But anyway, I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
Getting you to Royal Rumble was actually the most important thing. So I'm okay that I didn't experience Gasparilla the way that I wanted to. But I'm down to come back again to like really experience when there's no distractions.
I gotta agree with that. Yeah, you gotta experience Gasparilla without the distraction of like a different event. You know, the fact that I am from Tampa, I would say was the only reason I knew I would be able to make it from Gasparilla to the event. You know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, how are you gonna make it over there? You're not gonna make it. There's no bus. That bus doesn't exist. Somebody's gonna murder you."
Yeah, Manny.
But I made it, and I think I only made it because I know my way around here. If I didn't know my way around, a lot of people that were on that bus did not even bother going to Gasparilla. They were just getting on the bus.
They were there for one thing and one thing only.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, man, I'm really the only one who's doing this.
I mean, we tried. I'm down. Whatever. We'll go again. We'll experience the way. But what was really the highlight, the star of this here weekend was Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I mean, Manny, from the minute that we landed, anybody who was listening learned the history of wrestling. Not to mention the fact that Vince McMahon is in
it was
so much trouble.
It was such a cloud over the entire experience. Like, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a fan of the product, and you don't acknowledge this cloud, you're ignorant about it. You're being ignorant. It's definitely something that's going on. It's shaking the industry as far as the leadership roles and what we expect from the people that are making these people put their lives on the line. You know, and the people working for them. You know, it's nuts what Vince McMahon is now on record saying. When you read these text messages in his voice, I think that's the nuttiest part.
Can you give us a
I'm not gonna say the stuff he said, but it's like, I want you to sleep with this man. I can't even do it. It's disgusting.
No, it is.
These are jokes we say in private.
Yes.
But you know, like I gotta say, that's the first time I ever read an indictment all the way through.
Like very long.
Indictment, is that the word?
Yeah.
I'm using the right word.
Very.
I think 62 or 72 pages.
Stop reading it.
Yeah. I was just, it was surprising. Like, if you are in, like, when people read these things and they're in politics, or they read these things and they're in sports, in like NFL or anything, and they know who they're talking about without the names being dropped. Yeah. That's exactly how I felt. Like, this is the first time I ever felt like that. Yeah. Because it was never, I guess it was never personal for me. Yeah. With these indictments being released until now. I read it and I was like, wow, that is definitely such and such they're talking about.
Well, I hate that guy, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I'm just talking
happy he's
about the
getting
people that
busted.
are mentioned on it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like they're mentioning certain UFC heavyweight champion. It could only be one person, you know. And this weekend, I think, kind of solidified that in my head.
Well, okay. So if you're confused as to why I'm asking these questions, but I'm also in Florida, Manny got one ticket.
Oh yeah,
I didn't want to go. He snaggled one of those $30 tickets. But so you get on a bus. Before he even gets on a bus, he makes a friend.
yeah, yeah. Oh, definitely. I see somebody with a Cody Rhodes T-shirt. I
Yeah.
think he had a Cody Rhodes T-shirt. Anyways, I asked him if he's going. He's like, yeah. You know, we take a picture together. Turns out that this guy actually travels to America for Royal Rumble events and for pay-per-views.
And where is he? Because you said there was a lot of people from
There
like
were
all over the country who were
I
specifically there just for the event.
when I was walking around talking to people, I was so surprised, and at the same time, like I felt almost justified because there were people from all over the world there, and they were there for that, not for anything else that was going around Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Which in my head was like, you guys didn't know that there was also a huge parade going on the other side of the
No,
water.
they did not care.
They did not care.
They were there for one thing and one thing only.
You know, one guy, he came from Australia, and he was telling me because I saw his Rock T-shirt.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty old. And I asked him where he got it. He said, "Oh, I got it in the UK." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Are you from England?" He's like, "No, I'm from Australia. I actually come to America for every Royal Rumble event."
Which is not cheap.
It's
not cheap at all.
Bro, I was like, hold on a second. I must
Like,
have not heard that right. You're saying you're from Australia and you willingly fly to America specifically to come to every Royal Rumble event. And he's like, yeah, everyone. He's like, yeah. So I look at his girlfriend and I'm like, and you allow this?
I mean, I guess if it's in different places, it's basic. It's just traveling. It
It's
counts.
a heck of a thing to follow.
I mean, it is. That's a big fucking ticket for sure.
But it wasn't just that. Like, there were people there that followed the wrestlers themselves.
Yeah.
So a lot of the wrestlers there, like I'll give you a specific example. This guy Gunther. There's a dude from Germany. He had a Gunther T-shirt. Gunther's the one that has freaked out.
And we'll post that on our social media. The slow clap of
He's
it
the
all.
one that I saw at LGA that had freaked out, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah. So this German guy, he was I forget his name, but he was there just to see Gunther wrestle. And Gunther wasn't even scheduled for a match. He was just scheduled to be in the Royal Rumble. So it's not like he had a championship match or a singles match that the guy was there to watch. And so I was like, oh, so you flew here to see him in the Royal Rumble? And he tells me, no, I've traveled around following this guy since he was in the Independence in Germany. I go to all his matches.
Are they
And I'm
friends?
like, all his matches, like, wait, you don't live in America though? Like, he's in the WWE. He's like, yeah, it's been a pretty expensive year.
Why doesn't he just move to America? That seems justified if he just moves to America.
I was telling Furman about that, right? Someone we were staying with. I was telling him about that, and he was like, well, you know, a lot of people, they travel to see their teams. You know, they travel to see their favorite soccer team and their favorite football team. And I was like, no, but you don't
wrestling
understand.
is 24/7.
These people travel to see one person. One person.
And they fight like they wrestle 24/7. It's not like they get a break. Like football season gets break. Like all these other sports get breaks.
Like I thought, like sometimes I like people make fun of me. I don't care. I like wrestling. Yep, I like wrestling. And people make fun of me just because I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta catch Monday Night Raw on Hulu on repeat, and while I'm at work, and I put it on while I'm working in the background. But there's people traveling the world.
Do you feel undedicated?
And you guys say I'm a nerd.
Are you undedicated? Do you feel undedicated? Like, I am not dedicated enough.
I'm not dedicated enough for you guys to be making fun of me.
This is just a mere hobby. I would never spend this amount of money to see.
Yeah.
I mean, It sucks because you said there wasn't good merchandise and like the
Yeah.
commemorative cup ran out.
So one funny thing about the situation was Nicky got me a homemade $50 gift
Do you
card.
still have it? I
I
think we could
don't. I
post
lost
pictures.
it
I
at the
think I have
stadium.
pictures,
We don't
but
have a picture.
it's so big. I didn't do the scale right.
She made me a $50 gift card, and the reason was because every time I go to these events, I never buy merchandise. I always talk
Yeah.
myself out of it, or just don't do it, and I always want to. And so she gave me $50 to go towards merchandise, and I made a point of it to go early enough to beat lines and everything.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I don't know who was in charge of it, but that merchandise was not what I was looking for. First of all, there was no Dominic Mysterio merchandise. I wanted a Dirty Dominic shirt. There was no Roman Reigns shirt that was like worth getting. There was all CM Punk shirts, and like,
He wasn't
I
even there,
get it.
right?
I get it. You guys invested a lot of money into this guy to get us to like him
But he
again.
wasn't even there, right?
He was there,
Uh,
but it's like, what's with all the CM Punk shirts? I just didn't see any that I like. They had one sweatshirt. It was a royal, like it was a navy blue Royal Rumble
it was just plain
T-shirt.
as
Yeah, it was
plain
plain
as
as
hell.
fuck. I just wasn't a fan of it.
It's so
And
funny
but
because
I decided to get some food, and the food line had these commemorative
yeah.
Royal Rumble cups, and so I thought, oh, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna get the Royal Rumble cup. So I ordered my food, and when they bring me my cup, they ran out of the cups. They just gave me this dopey Tampa Bay Rays cup, which is fine.
We'll share a picture of it too.
Because it's the Tampa Bay Rays. But could
Yeah.
you imagine if I traveled to like, I don't know,
Indiana.
Indiana or Kentucky, and they gave me a cup from there, and I'd be like, what the hell is this? So it's fine.
Well, I mean, so you finally got to go. How long do I have to continue to hear about wrestling?
Well, WrestleMania is in April. It's in Philadelphia. It's not that far away.
So
I don't
this is just
know.
a
Like,
never ending.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of it, and I had to justify my fandom to some people this weekend.
Well,
Not like justify like say like this is why I'm a wrestling fan, but it's like when people ask like, oh, so you like wrestling, and when people say stuff like,
wrestling.
well, it's fake, right? Like,
You know what? I will say
that's such
this.
an annoying like. Are you here to argue, or what exactly? What is your point when people say that?
I will say this though. I watching you talk to people and telling them about like you about wrestling and watching them see how excited you were about it. It's just how you knew so much about it, got them excited about it, and they like. I feel like some you even kind of maybe had people thinking like, oh shit, maybe I should. Let's see what the tickets are looking like. I think the prices is where you were wrong.
Well, yeah, the price.
Not where you were wrong, but where they were like, you know what? Not really a fan.
Well, the prices are pretty nuts too, and the price situation was like, I mean, the ticket situation was crazy too, because they were supposed to send out these emails
Yeah.
for pre-sale tickets, and I don't know if it's something to do with Ticketmaster and MLB's
It's big
relationship,
business.
or
Big
Ticketmaster and
business.
Tropicana's relationship, or whatever's going on. But you couldn't buy these tickets through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
And so you had to register for a different site, and register for MLB, and register for Tropicana, and then get the ticket through there.
You must answer the riddle 3.
And the site doesn't work like Ticketmaster, which you're used to that interface
Right.
of like zooming. Like it was just really weird. So like people didn't get their pre-sale email, and so like the tickets seemed sold out everywhere. And so I got a random ticket in the middle of a sold out section. And
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be like between a bunch of like a couple groups like that's bought like 4 tickets together, and then 1 ticket wasn't bought, and then 4 tickets were bought, and then like something like that. But it turns out the people I was sitting in the middle of, they were all there together. And I was like, why didn't you guys buy this ticket in the middle? What were you guys expecting the elbow room? You guys really didn't think somebody was gonna buy this ticket, did
It
you?
was like the timeout chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, I'm thinking they were like, oh, if we don't buy this ticket, Nobody will buy this ticket.
I mean, we've been guilty of that.
Bro, y'all thought this was not going to sell out.
Well, we've been guilty of that on the plane by the window in the aisle, not the middle.
I'm sorry, but for Roman Reigns, people will show up.
I mean, we actually, so we're in the airport. We actually see some guy holding a folding chair with like a the wrestling padding on it, and all I kept thinking about was where is he putting that? Because he already passed security.
They better make him check it.
Yeah, because if they're like, there's no room for bags.
That, yeah,
if they're like, there's no room for bags because this asshole wants to bring his chair, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, like what he's supposed to hold it. That should be a safety concern.
I'm gonna scream, that's not wrestling.
That's not wrestling. The sign was a hit. I didn't really get to hold the sign up. We also have
pictures of the signs and stuff. Like, guys, I got documentation. Don't worry.
I tried holding the sign, but like I didn't really get to hold the sign up much during the main showing of everything because I didn't really want to block anyone's view.
Yeah,
I was already standing up with my hands in the air and like being obnoxious.
Also, how were you supposed to like go like, oh my
yeah, right. God. Yeah, right. But people during like around the stadium, I was holding it up and trying to take pictures. Yeah. People did like the sign.
That's awesome.
Like they responded pretty well to it.
And we have like videos, so we'll be posting that on our social media.
I didn't get to get a video of it, but there was a moment. If you were out
cried?
There, no, and there was a moment where the band that was at the pre-showing, they shouted out. They gave me a shout out. Everybody started putting their hand in there. It was pretty cool.
You were just like the belle of the ball. That's
it was
a
fun time. I'm glad I went. I'm glad that you forced me not to miss that bus.
Oh, girl. Let me tell you. Manny's like, yo. He was really trying to be in two places at once.
I was.
And all I kept thinking about was, if this man does not get on this fucking bus to go to this fucking event, I have to go home with him. And I just know it's not going to be a good time for anybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to take you. We're going to go right now.
Definitely.
He's like, I'll walk you to the bathroom. I was like, no, we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna wait until the bus comes.
Yeah, it was a good move. It was a good move to do that.
Yeah, but shout out. We're about to board, so shout out to everybody in Florida, everyone that we saw, and like hugs and kisses to everyone that we didn't get to see. We're going to try Gasparilla again. Okay,
and undistracted this time.
Undistracted. No WWE events.
Yeah.
And. That's it. You got any final words for all the jabronis out there?
I guess I gotta say, you guys go to the event. Whatever it is you want to do, go to the event. Do what you do. Do the fun thing you're looking to do.
Yeah, fuck it. Spend money.
We don't know if they're gonna close this down again.
Yeah, that's true. Or WWE.
You know.
So the moral of the story is spend money on things that bring you happiness.
Yeah, memories are important.
Memories. All right, if you guys want to know what we're up to, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube.
You can find me
at Bubble Bath Stories.
You can find me at Got No Time for This.
And you can find me at Nicky Trendz on IG. If you guys are looking for official merch, you can go to our website, bubblebathstories.co.
And you can...
Oh, I usually...
That's it.
Oh my god, we're so tired. And if you guys want to hit us up,
it's still morning.
The number will be there for our Google Voice. Hit us up if you want to give us a compliment. Just let us know what's going on. Get things off your chest. And until next time, I promise we'll be well rested.
Until next time.